everyone, and welcome to our TYR Wodapalooza preview. I'm your host, Lauren Kalil, alongside Dex Hopkins. This episode, it's brought to you by UCAN. We are back. We are here to talk about teams. Dex, we were saying it the other day, these teams, they just pop up left and right. And Wodapalooza announces a new one here, a new
Yeah.
one there. Nobody's safe because these teams are coming up like wildfire.
And nobody's better at releasing these, just time releasing these like they are. Hey guys, don't record anything. Don't announce any of the things because there's 64 more teams we're gonna drop randomly throughout the week.
And
Wednesday,
because we still have 3 more weeks until
yeah,
Wodapalooza.
yeah.
We
So
don't
who knows
wanna
what's
talk
gonna
about the
happen?
teams because we don't know which ones are gonna pop up.
It's a real mixed
Or
bag, folks.
maybe we do.
It's Easter egg hunt for who's gonna pop up on teams. So yeah, I think maybe coordinating these things is hard, and then like we said, all the heavy lifting will be done on Thursday and Friday, and then it's cut loose time for the teams, and so maybe more people are deciding that's the bag they can do.
And it's fun because I think at this point, we talked a little bit about how it seems like more people are doing team than individual. But honestly, I think that as we get closer to the actual competition, we're going to see that roster really fill out. Again, we're recording these just as a soft launch, a soft preview of who is going to Wodapalooza. But by the time we actually get there, I'm sure there's going to be other names on the roster.
Yeah, 100%. And all these mutants getting together and making all these teams. I can't wait to hear like the speculation of, oh, they could probably go team with all these people. The rules aren't the rules anymore, and so that's my favorite thing too. It's like it's back to the three-person party. The format allows for you to really cut it loose again. Thursday, Friday is the business, and it'll be the business, but you got the battle of the House of Smith and Pancheck, and then all the other things, and then this team with Roman, which is a bunch of mutants, Sarah's team. It's
Oh
yeah,
my god.
a
Okay,
lot
yeah,
of
let's get
fireworks.
right to it. Let's look at well, first, Dex, I'm gonna be really pissed if I find out that you have a team and you're not announced on this roster.
I'm
So,
I'm working. I'm working. So yeah.
okay, I just wanted to get it
You're
on the
on my
record.
team. You're on my team actually.
Okay.
So it's me, you, and Presley. That's our three-person team.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is our
I'm
team.
the tallest lady. So yeah, got it.
By far, you are much taller than the 2 of us.
Little guys. All right, who do we got here? Look, this is
Okay.
this is what's cool to me. Super team preview for Carrie because there are stinky breaths about her wanting to come out and do team. She's bored doing power abs in her living room and making all that money. And this could be a cool kind of dip in the toe in that pool. I love Alex Kazan watching her after a good year last year. Ariel Lowen's been cool. And just these pairings of people, man. Like it's not a regular F-150 SF and Raptus and Colin Brander and Fee. That'll be good. Dahlstrom, Solving and McQuaid will be good. That's a lot of capacity there, and Solvig looked good at the Zalos games.
Ooh, we don't have the on this list or off of this list is the Mal O'Brien, Annie Thor's
Yeah,
daughter, and Katrin David's daughter team.
yeah. The two queens and a princess for that. That's crazy.
That team's gonna
Yeah.
be wild, and
Well, yeah, it's
especially
two people
because
that have won it. Yeah.
Mal and Katrin have been training together, but Katrin and Annie have a ton of history of training together. I mean, last year in Reykjavik and just like all of these years of being part of the sport. So now to see the 3 of them come together,
It'll be
I
fun, man.
I honestly don't even know what to expect.
It'll be fun.
A
I
lot
hope
of
that
fun.
I know they plan these things way ahead of time, but I hope that whatever they program is flexible enough for them to facilitate like some wild stuff with all these pairings. Like I know they expect all this, like they have the qualifier and all that, and then all these things are. I'm not sure. I think all these people had maybe invites or something like that. But I mean, there's gonna be a lot of cool stories coming out of this. I think Brooke continues to be a cool story with the elbow and looking like nothing ever happened. Emily
Mhm.
Rolfe coming out of the games with her kind of unfortunate thing, and Sarah, gonna do Indy. I put my foot right in my mouth the other day and said maybe Max and them are picking spots, and those toes taste good of mine. So apparently not. We're gonna do it
Oh,
all.
ew.
You put your foot in your mouth. It's your own foot.
Yeah,
But
I just, you went to the next level with that analogy.
yeah, well, it's not free, folks. That's behind the paywall. But last year, when she had like the scare with her knee, kind of a comeback thing. So individual, I hope it's like we said, it'll be a cool momentum builder, and then this will be, the same thing. Just continue to trickle down. Caitlin Van Zil's an Australian lady. I think she was at Down Under.
A Down Under
Um,
recently competed
I
there.
don't
Yep.
know a ton about her, but if they roped her into this, I assume she's no slouch. And but
I
yeah,
think
it's
what's interesting about this list of women on teams is most of these are individual athletes,
mhm.
um, except for no longer on the list. I know that, Andrea Nisler, and Taylor Williamson originally were supposed to
Oh, well,
compete
DB.
with DB. DB pulled out. I think at last check, the
With Sid.
Clydesdale podcast, they put that Sydney McAlishan was on their team, but
Yep.
the 2, uh, Taylor and Andrea, they're really the only athletes on this list that have actual team experience with each other. So you
Hmm.
take all of these other really high level individual athletes and you put them on teams together. I'm curious to see what that kind of chemistry is and how they stack up against Taylor and Andrea's team because the two of them have, proven time and time again that they have chemistry and what it takes to work together as a team.
Oh, they're the two best female team athletes ever, ever. And I hope they have to go individual this year. I'd love to see it. Uh, I do, dude. They have the tools. I've said they've kicked my ass many years in a row in many different facets, and they are the best two females to ever do it for sure. But yeah, Sid coming in there will take a lot of direction from them because they have driven that car fast for a long time. And it always individual athletes don't always equal good team athletes, so it's a little different when it's three person because I know with if I think your ship sinks or sails on your women for four-person teams,
Mhm.
um, your guys need to be good too, but the ladies make or break you. And it being three-person teams goes back to, it's not the sanctional year or Wodapalooza was all business.
This episode is brought to you by UCAN. Who can? You can. At least I can with UCAN with one of their easy squeeze pouches that give me the energy I need to get through my workout without causing a crash. When I work out early in the morning but don't want to on an empty stomach because we know mid-wad I'm going to be hangry, I grab one of their super easy on the stomach bars. Chocolate almond butter, yes please. I may not be a games athlete yet, but UCAN helps me stay focused and energized during my workouts. It delivers steady release carbs for long lasting energy without spiking blood sugar levels, the key to sustaining peak performance and focus and recording videos like these. Trusted by top CrossFit pros like Scott Panchik and Emily Rolfe, get your hands on these goodies and even save 20% on your first order with our code CHALKUP. Link in the description. Now, back to the episode.
Last year was four-person teams. They had the teams do insane stuff like the ruck muscle up run workout. And it's back to the party. And even more so, it's the back end of the weekend. If you're doing individual, you've gone crazy. So now it can be really fun. So I don't see there being any like weird uptight, which is I don't think is ever a thing at Wodapalooza. Nobody's ever uptight about the communication things. I think it's a way more smooth ebb and flow because it's the jump off for the season. Everybody comes to have fun. And
Do you think with a three-person team that it's better to have somebody who's a specialist on your team, or is it better to actually be well-rounded between the three?
at this event, well rounded because the positions they put you in, man, it's you can be the bottleneck. Because I mean, everybody's going to swim. You can't swim, cool, you're getting drugged. Everybody's going to have to do a legless rope climb. Everybody's going to have to do muscle ups. There's some funky thing that everybody's going to have to do. So this is like, while it is fun, they do a great job of putting out these real exposure pieces. Um, barring like the weird things that happen on the one year it rained, we had to stand in like ankle deep water. And they had to be flexible with how they're doing the programming that year. The wind's going to blow the rings all over the place on the bay. It's going to be all kind of crazy stuff that comes with Wodapalooza, but it's a drop
Mm.
in the bucket for how fun the event is. But yeah, I think well-rounded is definitely the move for this. You can be a
Mhm.
specialist, but if you're like a specialist that can't swim or do legless rope climbs, then it's going to be a spotlight on you. So
Not good, not
yeah,
good. Okay, let's take a look at the men. Another
the
stacked
boys.
roster. Most recently added was Roman Krenikov, Willie George, and Jay Crouch. Where the heck did that team come from?
I
I
don't
want to
know,
know how
dude.
that developed
I want to
because
see
that's going to be wild.
this series of DMs uh, of how or who did this. Somebody had to do this. I don't see Roman reaching out and be like, "Hey, fellas, want to have a good weekend in Miami? I grew my
I
hair
mean,
out. Let's go crazy." Yeah,
He's
But yeah,
somebody
it's
else that's going both individual and team.
yeah, and he should. Look,
I
he's
mean,
the tiger's out of the cage. Okay, he's North America's
yeah.
now the playground. He's not missing out on anything. It'll be all these first experiences for this cat, so it'll be cool, interesting to see that. My will always be my favorite, the boys, Noah and
Yeah, I
Chandler
like to see
Travis,
that they're back.
and
They're
I love,
friends, they're
yeah,
bros
just the
to the
good old
core.
boys. Never meaning no harm. But yeah, good dudes. That'll be cool. I love to see Jimmy and Jason Colsager. Awesome dudes. That'll be a cool team to watch. James is always fun, man. I love that guy. Ricky doing team with just you know, I'd say they're not the meat squad. That was me and Christian, but yeah, that's a big team. Matty D and Tim, big boys. Ricky, having a hell of a year. The Canadian connection, Patty and Brent and Jeffrey. That'll be fun. And then the house
I wonder if
battle.
they'll speak French the whole time.
100% no.
That would be
100%.
fun.
Does Brent speak French? Does
I
Pat
have no
speak French?
idea. I also have no idea. I know that Jeff does.
I know. Look, last time Brent was on here with me, it made me feel silly about my lack of Drake land knowledge. And so I do love maple
I
syrup and Drake,
I
and
do
so
forget who said that Jeffrey Adler is much funnier when he speaks French.
I can
It
buy
must
that.
have been somebody who I was speaking to who obviously spoke French, but they were like, "Yeah, like, it just doesn't translate well in English, but he's way more funny in
That's
French."
weird. That's weird because my
Uh,
accent doesn't translate well in French, but it'll
yeah.
be yeah. Yeah, he's I don't know. I
I
like all
actually,
those guys.
Dex, speaking of accents or not even accents, languages, I did get somebody message me that said they need closed captioning when you talk.
It's not the first time I've heard that, folks, and I
That
will
was
slow
amazing.
down. Yeah, it's not another language. It happens every time I get excited. So it's a thing. It's a thing. Dane Smith out of nowhere, fresh out of fatherhood and
Yeah, wait,
being
does he even fitness still?
we're
Apparently.
gonna see. Look, man, their whole family's fit. Okay,
Yeah,
everyone's
that's true.
like
They never
I
lose
don't care
fitness.
where he's been. It's just like the pan check house. So then we get see who gets to take the flag home for their house.
Yeah, who's
Rich's
the
team is
house
richest.
champion?
Right, yeah. Rich's team is Rich's team. I love them, but I'm sick of talking about it. Sammy D coming off an injury year after
Yeah.
first bid for 35, 39. He just rebuilt an entire house, which he may be the handiest man, eclectic Renaissance man I've ever met. Watching that kind of develop on his Instagram story and asking a million questions. But yeah, him and Jen have built an awesome home, and I love Josh Chama. Jorge, man, I want to say he's gonna try individual stuff. He looked great in Rogue
Mm,
individually. And then that just the freak team. I really am interested to see how that team came together, Roman's team. Like who initiated this, guys? Like
yeah.
who had a Russian translator? We did Google Speech or whatever. But yeah, I want to know who got that together. But it's gonna be fun, man. That's the programming is always fun to watch for teams. Whether like last year it was insanely heavy double kettlebell hang to overhead. I think you clean jerk it or snatch it, and then insanely high box jumps and a bunch of weird other stuff. So they never they never miss the mark with the programming to make it a good show, and then all these pairings just going to add to that. And so the lights will be on, and the bay will be behind them. It'll be a good party.
Mhm. Again, these are the teams that are confirmed at the
Today,
time of the recording
at December 21, before Santa drops off
at
any more team presents.
at 8:54 PM Eastern Time. We know
Please,
more teams will announce. We know
maybe
that.
not. Maybe
This
not.
is Dex, we
Our
know
team.
it.
We'll make a fake graphic for our team. You go
Our
press
team.
them. Yeah,
Oh, that's a
we'll do
great
that.
idea.
We'll
Really
do that.
send everybody's heads into
Yeah,
orbit.
we'll put our heads on Power Rangers, and we'll do that. I'll be the White Power
I
Ranger.
like
Rest in
that.
peace. Yeah, rest in peace. So, yeah.
On that note, Merry
Mhm.
Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.